بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين. So we said in this maxim, and this is the second part, قاعدة لا ضرر, and the full name of it is لا ضرر ولا ضرار في الإسلام, that if performing an act of worship, ibadah, leads Salaam alaikum, into loss or pain or suffering or hurting oneself, or it could be transaction. Could be a transaction that a purchase, let's say, you are selling, and you find out that it has dharar or loss, then you can break it, you can break free from it. And we gave example of certain ibadat that if they cause the hurt for a person, then Islam does not allow that to happen. Now, what type of loss is this? Is this personal or general? We gave example of Hajj. Should the Hajj be dangerous for all so we don't go? Or no, many of them, they are okay going. For me, it's not okay. For me. Not for others. Which one? Personal, definitely personal. Any type of worshipping that incur personal damage on me, personal hurt. And they call it الضرر الشخصي. ضرر الشخصي, not ضرر النوعي. نوعي is general to all. Okay, but this one is شخصي, personal. There is personal hurt, personal loss in this. Okay?
You should say شخصي, and what's the other one?
نوعي.
No.
Yeah, الشخصي which is personal, and then the general is نوعي. Okay. Now, does that mean all acts of worship, if there is loss in them, or hurt, or some suffering, let's say, some damage, the shari', the legislator, will ban them all? Or no? Sometimes he single some of them out and he says, even if there is damage in that, still you have to do it. And they call that singling out, they call it takhsis. It's excluded from this maxim, excluded from this maxim. It's excluded. Of course, he has the shari' sometimes would say he has takhsis. Takhsis means excluding from the maxim. Takhsis. Takhsis means, yes, there is damage in this. There is some damage. There is some loss. It incurs loss. But still, this is necessary. Such as what? Jihad. Very simple. Jihad. Of course, there is damage. Nothing is bigger than loss of life, loss of property. The whole country is jeopardized. But then the benefit is greater. So people cannot say, oh, there is dharar in jihad, so I'm not going to go. Let's cancel jihad. No. Certain ibadat, because the benefit of it, the end result is greater. And it results in protecting the whole country, the whole Muslim society. And if you don't do that, the loss and the damage is greater too. So you have to sacrifice. You have to sacrifice. Now, of course, if there are two types of loss, yes.
Is jihad the only one?
There are others, no? Others. Let's say people are not going to Hajj. None is going to Hajj. Okay? Either it's too dangerous, too expensive, whatever. And if they don't go, the Hajj is going to be abandoned. In this case, the Hakim, the Wali, the guardian, the leader, can force people to go to Hajj. He can force them to go to Hajj because the benefit of keeping the Hajj safe and ongoing is more important than you staying at home and saying, well, this is difficult for me. This is another example. There are many other examples. Sometimes, Salaam alaikum, sometimes you have to, let's say, Salatul Jumu'ah. People say, well, too far, too costly, too cold, too hot, too this, too that. But if people do not go, it's going to be abandoned, let's say. Or I have business, I have customers, at this time I can't cancel. If everybody wants to do his business and his appointments and his shop and nobody is going to show up. So then you have to, yes, there is some loss, but the benefit outbalances the loss. So in that case, you have to go. So not every damage is considered, legitimate, and then you stop, you don't do that. No. You have to see, you have to strike the balance. Which one is more important? Which one is more important? We are speaking, Dr. Ali, about this maxim that we discussed last time, the loss or the damage. But in certain circumstances, Dr. Ali, if you look at me, in certain circumstances, there is loss and damage, but still you have to practice the ibadah. Such as what? When? There is damage, there is loss, there is dharar, but still you have to practice it. If you don't practice it, there will be a bigger catastrophe. Such as what?
Like a prayer or Hajj or?
Such as jihad. Okay. People, when they go to jihad, definitely they're going to lose their lives. They're going to be wounded. They're going to be killed. There is loss. But then this loss is important to keep your country, your society safe. Okay? So there are some rulings which are excluded from this. Excluded from this maxim. Okay? There are certain instances or ibadat that are excluded from this. So this is not general that applies to every condition and every state. No. There are some exclusions. Now, if there are two types of damage. One of them is greater than the other. Then you may take the one that is what? Less damaging. If you come to a situation where in both solutions, in both choices, there is damage. There is damage. Here, this maxim states that then take the lesser damage. The lesser damage. Such as what? You have many examples.
Maulana, it's either one. I mean, you cannot just say both of them I cannot do.
No, you can't. Because you come across a situation, you have to do one.
One of them.
Yeah, such as what? Let me tell you something. Let me ask you, look at me please. Can you go into people's property, homes, rooms, bedrooms without permission? Huh? No, because it's in the Quran that you have to seek permission. And if they don't give you, go back. Because if you go without permission, this is their privacy. You can't invade their privacy. There is a damage. You can't invade. But if God forbids the house is burning, and you know there are children, you know there are human beings, you know there is money, not a human being, money, cash money. Some people say save their cash money in this. What do you do in this case? You say, no, it's forbidden. This is darar. I go there, inside, I invade their privacy, there is darar. So let the house go to hell and all the money and all the lives. No, in this case, which one? You take the one which is less damaging, which is invading the house. It's less damaging than the death, than the casualties. Okay? And we have many situations like that. Many situations where there are two types of darar and loss. So you take the one less. Or someone says, of course, drinking alcohol has darar. Beside it is haram, you get drunk. And someone says, if you don't drink this, not that I kill you, no, less than killing. I will burn your house. Either drink this bottle now or I'll burn this house. Both have darar, both of them. But which one is less?
That's a tough one.
Some people say,
Burning the house.
huh?
Burning the house is less.
Burning the house is less? Probably you. But others, they say no. Others say no. We say because you are not an owner, property owner yet. You don't know how much it takes to buy a house and to build a house. So which one is less damaging? Drinking. Because he wants to burn my house. This is my livelihood. This is where I live. This is my family. This is my everything. This is my shelter.
The problem, he will burn it anyway.
However, so we take the one that is less damaging. Less damaging. What are the madarik for this? I mentioned last time the most important madrak and evidence for this maxim is the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this hadith is so famous. La darara wa la dirar. In that famous incident that took place in Medina, where the man used to go and invade the privacy and hurt the people because he just wanted to sit underneath his palm tree and relax. So the Prophet said, go uproot the tree and throw it into his face. فَإِنَّهُ Verily, لَا ضَرَرَ وَلَا ضِرَارَ فِي الْإِسْلَامِ. You don't hurt others, neither accept hurting for your own self. You should not. Neither you hurt, nor accept the hurt for yourself. So this is riwayah, the jurists, they say, بلغت حد التواتر. It reached the stage of tawatur. Tawatur means a frequency. It is very frequented. It's very popular. Very popular. Very popular, this riwayah. Okay. المستفيضة المشتهرة. Okay? Now, they say that sometimes in the sanad of this riwayah, the chain of narrators, sometimes there are some people who are not very trustworthy. So does that hurt the credibility of this riwayah?
If it has reached tawatur, no.
This is the point. If the riwayah is so popular and it has been narrated by huge number of people, huge swath of people, then that is going to offset the weakness in some of the chain of narrators because it's so popular. It reaches a point, tawatur, or they say mustafida, mashhura or mashhura. Mashhura, very famous. Mustafida, from ifada, from abundance, plentiness. So plenty of people have narrated it. It's very frequent, it's very popular. In that case, it cannot be wrong. Even if the chain of narrators of some, there is some weakness. Because it does not come from one source, one chain of narrators. It comes from several. So in some of them, if there are weaknesses, then this weakness is being offset by others, by the strength of others.
But it still doesn't reach the level of Sahih, right?
It doesn't, but mutawatira also. Mutawatira, because our mashayikh, they say that when the riwayah is mutawatira, also it gains credibility. Credibility. Sometimes khabar al-wahid, single reporter. Then you have, but when it's tawatur, then it's not single reporter. It's not khabar al-wahid. So many. Okay? So this is regarding the... Now, there are instances that there is darar in something, but still you have to do that. One of them was jihad. What are the others? Many other examples.
These days, Hajj.
These days, Hajj.
I'm just joking.
Fasting?
Fasting.
Well, fasting, of course. Fasting, if someone is sick, if someone hurts him, then definitely he shouldn't. But there are clearer examples.
No, I mean, but even if you're fasting, there's still damage. Damage meaning you're going to go through starvation, thirst.
But this is not damage. This is not loss. Still, it's not called darar. When it reaches darar, hurts, then you should not fast. But if you are hungry, and if it does not affect you, sometimes it's healthy to be hungry for some hours. Don't drink, don't eat for certain hours. No, there are clearer examples of Islamic law where people say this is damaging. But they are excluded from this. The maxim does not apply to them because Sharia excluded these set of rulings from this maxim. Such as what? Al-hududu wad-diyat, the capital punishment. Hududu wad-diyat. Hudud, تلك حدود الله فلا تعتدوها. Hudud are the certain punishments which are mostly capital. Haddul qisas, Haddul hiraba, someone who take arms against the legitimate government. He takes arms, he terrorizes people. Like terrorists, they call them Haddul hiraba. Haddul sariqa. Okay, Haddul zina. These things are excluded. Because if you say, well, there is darar in this and this and that, then that's it. These rules have to be thrown away. Because some people are being killed, some people are being hurt, so what? Because the goodness that comes out of it is bigger. You have to keep this society safe. The society does not, any society, any human society does not reward the criminals. Now the punishment is different. In certain countries less, in certain countries more severe. But there is punishment. No place on earth a thief is rewarded. If there is a just system, no place on earth they say to the thief, oh, sorry, we hurt your feelings, so please, enjoy the theft and may Allah bless you, inshallah. Nowhere. In some countries they put them in jail, in some countries probably, which we don't have anymore, Sometimes the jail is 6 days, sometimes 6 years. Same thing for other types of crime. So these are excluded. Why? Because there is the dalil is a special dalil that exclude these, the diyat and hudud. What is the diya? Diya is singular, plural is diyat. What does it mean?
Is the blood money?
Compensations and penalties. Penalties. Some people say, why you give him penalty? Of course he killed, even if he kills by accident. He should recompense the other side, even if the death is by error. By error, someone killed someone, he ran him over. He didn't see him, let's say. We set him free, we tell him, yeah, go, good luck. No, he has to pay. He has to pay the diya. Now the diya is not on him. The diya on his extended family. Aqila, they call them aqila. But there is diya. So he cannot say, this is damage to me, this is la darar. He reads the hadith, la darar. No, this is excluded from this maxim.
Use the story of Al-Khidr as evidence for this too?
Yeah, Al-Khidr, he wanted to avoid a bigger damage. So he made a hole. He did what?
Made a hole in the ship.
In the ship, in the boat. He made a small damage to avoid the bigger damage. To save the ship from, or the boat from that tyrant. So this can be done, yeah. Or sometimes it happened during the times of imams. The caliph was watching someone. If he finds out this is a follower of Imam al-Sadiq, Imam al-Rida, Imam al-Baqir, Imam al-Kadhim, they will hang him. So someone comes and he says, no, this is, he doesn't even pray, this guy. He does ghibah of him, backbiting him, to save him from the caliph, to save his life. So this is, though it has damage, he's damaging his reputation, but he's saving his blood, his life. Smaller damage, but outweighs the bigger damage which could result in his death.
So, doing taqiyya would apply?
Yeah, and this is kadhib. This is lie. Lie is forbidden, but to save the life of someone from a tyrant, it's mandatory. Here you have to tell a lie. Say, no, he's not part of this group. Just to save him, to save his life. Or another example. In certain tribes, they have some tribal jahiliyyah rules. If their daughter speaks with a foreigner, just to speak, the father would kill her. Or even if she goes with him, let's say she slept with him, and if the father finds out, he would murder her. They still have this. They call it, what they call it?
Pakistan.
No, killing, what? Shameful, no.
Shameful.
Honor killing.
It's in Pakistan a lot these days.
Or in Jordan, in Arabic countries too. So someone comes and says to the father, no, we found, or the doctor, he says, we examined her, she's safe, your daughter is safe, nothing happened. To save her from death, from so-called dishonor killing, not honor, should be called dishonor killing. So this is to save the life of people you have to do. You have to lie here to protect if their life is in danger and she's going to be killed by a man immediately without a trial, without even knowing the implications. She could be a victim. She could be, someone kidnapped her. Even if they kidnap their daughter, do you know that? Even if a criminal kidnaps them and rapes them, the father comes or the brother would kill her. It is not acceptable. She's a victim. Why she should be killed? Here she should be healed and saved and, not killed.
No, why do they kill them?
To wash away the shame from the family, from the tribe. Because they say they're going to carry this shame for the rest of their life.
Wow.
Yeah? Tribal mentality.
Yeah.
Inhumane mentality. Inhumane. Even if she's victim, even if she was raped against her will, rather than treating her and saving her
Yeah.
and feeling sorry for her, they would kill her. As if she's an animal. She has no human soul. In this case, you have to lie to save her life.
There's no fatwa against that, like in any of those countries, يعني إنه it's haram to do
With,
that.
with the tribes, even the fatwa of God did not work, let alone fatwa of this sheikh or that mufti. Tribal mentality is stubborn mentality, backward mentality. We still have them in many countries. Tribal mentality. Tribal rules comes before the Quran. Before Quran. We have this in Iraq, in Jordan. We have it with the Shia, we have it with the Sunnis, both. Both.
There is stories. My
Yeah.
grandfather used to go to those tribal, and they
Yeah.
would do even if he's telling them.
Yeah.
Mother.
Yeah, tribal. They don't even respect the government. They don't respect the rule of law. They don't respect the judiciary. A policeman came, traffic police, the other day to my father. He said, I gave a citation to someone. He did something wrong, illegal. I issued a citation. He brought his entire tribe. They want to kill me.
The police officer.
The police officer. They want to kill the police officer. Why do you give citation? This is why he says, I can't issue a citation. The tribal rule is stronger than the government, stronger than the police department. They all have arms, guns, and they come, 300, 200, where is this mal'oon who wrote citation for our honorable son? How you dare you? This is why we are backward.
Yeah.
Backward. The rule of law is not respected. Why such countries, are strong? Because once you put the law above everything, that country is going to be the safest. Believe me. Because the law is above everything, above the president, above the prime minister, above the members of parliament. You feel safe. But when anyone can come and trample upon the law, and the judge, in our countries, the judge are afraid. Do you know that? Sometimes they don't. He gives the wrong verdict. Why? Because the victim is weak. He doesn't have a tribe. He doesn't have a family. While the murderer, he has a family backing him. So he switches the judge.
No, say,
Either out of fear or bribery, sometimes.
He's following the.
now, can he do taqiyya, the judge in the States? Or is it, what do you call lying in court? When it's,
What taqiyya? Here, if he is able to rule, he should stay. If not, he should resign. Go drive Uber. Why is he's a judge? If he's really afraid, he's not doing his job, go and find another job. Why are you staying in the court? And this is all because of the weakness of the government. When the government is weak, you have all sorts of disasters in the society. One of them is no respect for the judiciary system. No law. You are above the law. You have family, you are above the law. In some courts, Muslim countries, you have to give a bribe to the judges, even in the simplest cases like divorce. If a wife, she's suffering under this husband, the judge would not divorce her. They would not look into unless you pay. Pay money, we give you the divorce. You don't pay money, stay, you are stuck with it. We have this in our countries. It's a disaster. Wasita, we call it in Arabic wasita, in Farsi partibazi. Favoritism, this destroys the societies. Here in America, do you need to have favor? Do you need to speak to a member of Congress so you can get a passport? You don't need. You go through to the post office and you apply and they give it to you. In some countries, you want to get a train ticket. Train ticket, you have to call someone in the government so he can get you a train ticket, airplane ticket. You get out of the country, you come in, you do this, you do that. Corruption. Okay, so certain rulings are excluded from this maxim, and one of them diyat, hudud, and also jihad. We said jihad, of course. And they say hajj also. In hajj, of course, when you go to hajj, there is suffering. There is suffering. You may get sick. Nowadays, hajj is easy in terms of logistics. It's very easy. You stay in a hotel, 5-star hotel. There is running water. There is air conditioning, food, clinic, doctor. But in the past, people would lose their life. But you have to go. You have to. If you don't go, if this one doesn't go, this one doesn't, who will go to hajj? Hajj is going to be abandoned. So the benefit of hajj outweighs the loss of, your money or your health. Unless it's dangerous. You lose your life, then your life is more important than hajj. Yes, Hamidullah.
How about in less dramatic cases? Let's say if you lie, so two sisters don't fight with each other.
Yeah.
Which happens quite often.
Yeah, if you try, Mizuki, sit here, please. If you try to really amend the situation between them, and you know you are able, if you lie, then it's okay. And all the fuqaha unanimously agree. Al-kadhibu fi maqam al-islah. To lie because you want to achieve islah. You want to fix the relationship between two families, two sisters, two friends, two neighbors, two partners, husband and wife. Then you may go there, interfere, and say something that did not happen. Say, I heard him. He says, I really love my wife. I can't live without her. While he always, let's say, curses her. And then tell the wife tell the husband that, for instance, the same thing. If that is effective, if it is not effective, no, don't do. Sometimes it doesn't work, even if you lie. Doesn't work. The case is dead. But if there is room for reforms and fixing the problem, then you may do so. وصلى الله وسلم على سيدنا محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين.
What is the next